So the key to winning the design competition is the concept, is how can you sell what you're doing? And Giraffe is very much coming out of that DNA, where storytelling and concept and site analysis is the driver of value that architects bring. And I think the frustration that a lot of senior architects have with BIM, and the reason they stick with the yellow trace and the fat pencil, is because that moves at the speed of conversation. And so what we try and do with Giraffe is make the tool quick and easy enough to drive a conversation. So you can see I can say, look, our approach to this site is, this is a very strange parcel. I've never seen one like this before, but we're going to divide it in two like this, right? And we're going to connect this side of the site with that side of the site. And then we're going to get a rectangle, and we are going to do a building over here. And you can see it's just a geolocated polygon. And if we look at the raw, there's the properties that it has. And if we look at the evaluated, it's literally just a GeoJSON. So you can copy paste it into Esri, into QGIS, into whatever you want. And then we're going to start applying usages to it. So if I say this is going to be a park, what Giraffe does is it takes that rectangle and it applies the landscape usage, which is a bunch of colors, a bunch of assumptions around soil depth, planting type, whatever you have. But now we have a park. And now we're telling a story about a park to the north and a through-site link. And now let's put a building. The next bit about the Giraffe kind of pencil on the map is the generative side. So not only do we allow you to draw a building like this, like let's represent a residential building by drawing it like this. So that's like an 8-meter by 15-meter building, right? And as I'm working, obviously Giraffe is just taking the calculations and the assumptions and you know, taking the rectangles. This one has an area of 205 square meters and multiplying it out. I better just draw a site boundary to get that work. The site boundary in Giraffe is essentially just geolocating the project. And so you can see now I'm getting my FAR, floor space ratio, floor area ratio, my NSA, my sellable. This is all assumption driven. It's just taking the areas inherent in the geometries, multiplying it by the assumptions, giving you the answer, and it's just live. So nothing magic, very, very simple, and very, very rapid. And so now if the client says, well, look, that park's way too big, I'm never going to make any money, let's put another building over here, we just do it, right? And if the client says, well, is that going to get sun on that grass, or is that grass going to die immediately, we can run the solar analysis and put it in winter and just do it, right? And so the concept for us is that the tool needs to support that conversation, because that's how you can support your client if you're an architect, or if you are a client, sort of start figuring out some of the key drivers that are going to make or break this scheme very, very early on.